What is going on, guys? We are in Pittsburgh right now, but we have a brand new video to come out with because as we were on the plane, Roto Grip decided to drop the new Rockstar that's on your screen right now. The brand new Roto Grip Rockstar. It's a little weird because the Equinox hasn't come out yet, but yet Storm is coming out and announcing another brand new ball in February. So we're going to have the Equinox coming out on the 7th, and then we're going to have the Rockstar coming out on February 21st. Now we're going to go into a nice little deep dive, a quick preview of what this ball looks like. I've seen it go down the lane a few times already. Have gotten a few opinions, even though it was only announced about 3 hours ago. So we're going to dive in, see what this thing has. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Helps me out a ton. And we're going to have a ton of content coming this weekend because we are in Pittsburgh, like I mentioned. So let's get into the Rockstar. I'll be looking down computer. The setup is a little bit weird. I'm on a MacBook and it's all janky, so bear with me. But we have the brand new Rockstar after countless months of research and development, and after tests and discussions with players of all skill levels, the Roto Grip Rockstar was born. What is this ball? Well, it is a symmetrical solid bowling ball. This is the ball that's replacing the Optimum Idol Solid because that just recently got discontinued. Now, this one's a little bit different though. This one's not going to be as strong as the Optimum Solid. This one's going to be a little bit weaker, maybe a little bit sharper, probably not a whole lot though. But into the marketing ploys for it all, they say state-of-the-art technology as per usual. They use some Rockstar like jokes in there and all that as they do. But the big interesting thing here is new Nano Star cover stock. That is a brand new cover stock from Roto Grip. They say it fits between micro tracks, which is on things like the Gem, for example, and then E-Tracks and all of the various flavors of E-Tracks. So that's E-Tracks Plus, E-Tracks Ultra, E-Tracks, all of the other ones before that. So this is an in-between ball for the cover stocks. Cover stock-wise is in between what the other ones are. So the micro tracks, for example, was the Gem, where E-Tracks was things like the old Idol Pro had it. The Attention Stars have E-Tracks on them, although it's hybrid and Pearl. This is a solid version, but it's an in-between cover stock. So looking at the core numbers, the core is a little bit interesting. They said they wanted to make a core that has more central, I believe it was central density and gravity stuff. So they really wanted to be more central rolling, which is very similar to what the IQ Tour tries to do. So you'll notice that this weight block is very just basic, very basic weight block. Nothing cool on it, nothing fancy, nothing schmancy, anything like that. The numbers on it are a 2.548 RG and an 050 differential. So those are very middle of the road numbers. The RG is a little bit low. That's about what like the Idol was, and pretty much every symmetrical solid ball that's out right now has around a 2.48 to a 2.50. But the interesting one is the differential. It's actually very low for a ball of this caliber for where they're trying to fit it. So this might be a more middle of the road, medium smooth benchmark type option for people, because that Optimum Idol, the one issue with it was so early. It was so strong because it was that Idol core with AI tech. So the differential got super high. I believe it was around 055 or 056, a very high differential. That causes more flare, which causes more hook. So this ball doesn't really want to hook as much as the Optimum Idol. It's going to be a little rounder. It's going to be probably a little more angular down lane, but a little bit cleaner also. That's a really good sign. That Idol, even when you put polish on it, still rolled very early, where this one doesn't seem like it wants to do that. The few videos I've seen so far, the few opinions I've gotten, is this ball actually is a little cleaner than you would expect a symmetrical solid to be. So I really see this thing as, I'm hoping between what the other ones are. So the micro tracks, for example, was the Gem. I'm hoping it fits below a phase 2, definitely below an Optimum Idol Solid, probably below a Sublime Focus even. So it's going to kind of fit that gap between phase 2 Sublime Focus and a Summit Ascent, which is very low in terms of strength because the cover is so weak, where this cover is a little bit stronger than that. Scrolling down, we have a rocker core, brand new rocker core. This is what Roto Grip is trying to make their new, like, tried and true HP3 line. For anyone who doesn't know, Roto Grip has a cool naming scale based on strength of a ball. HP4 is strongest, HP3 is next, HP2, which has nothing in it right now, and then HP1, which is the hustle line. So the rocker plus AI, so the rocker core and this Rockstar ball is trying to fit as that HP3 ball to replace the Idols. Does that mean the Optimum Idol Pearl is leaving soon? I would assume so. I'd assume a Pearl version of this in the future will take the place of the Optimum Pearl if this ball gets some traction. Now, I have one, scrolling through a little bit, apologies, the MacBook is very, very old, so it's not the greatest. They talk about NanoStar cover stock, so it's just in between micro tracks and E-tracks. So kind of cool that they fit that gap. We have the cool ball shape stuff, so it's on the smoother side. Hook length is mid to late, which is a little interesting. So it actually leans on that later end more than the early end. So I think Roto Grip might want this to be a little bit sharper. Oil volume, medium to heavy. It's a stronger symmetrical ball. That makes sense. Pattern length, right in the middle. Lane condition, closer to the fresh. This thing probably won't be much of a burn ball. Now, the one scare I have with this ball, which I'm going to scroll to, is this lovely beast called the TNT. So last time we were in a situation like this where Roto Grip had an Idol and then they discontinued it, they came out with a TNT. The TNT was one of the worst balls Roto has made in a very, very long time. No one really liked this thing much. It was really good for playing super straight. It was not good from anywhere else. It was just super tumbly, super rolly, just super chuggy. And looking at a lot of the stuff for it, it actually had a weaker cover stock than what this Rockstar had, but it had a much stronger core. 247 RG, 052 differential, much stronger core than what the Rockstar has. So I'm really hoping this isn't just a TNT 2.0. We're gonna have to find out though. I'm very curious to see how this thing rolls. I know Josh Tajiri, great friend of the channel, already really likes his, so that's a good sign. And he's Storm staffer, so he got his ball early, was able to drill it. He'll probably have a video going out early next week. I haven't heard an exact day or anything. He usually releases on Monday or Tuesday after the announcements happen, but I'm really excited to see what he thinks of this thing. So the biggest comparison is going to be, is this like an Idol? Is it like a Phase 2? Or is it something completely different? We're all hoping for something completely different. That'd be really cool. The other really cool thing with this ball that I need to mention is the price point. It is only $165. That is in line with most other balls, or even cheaper than most other balls at this level of strength. So it's a little bit middle of the roadish, not too strong, not too weak. $165 is pretty much even with every other company. For example, the new Lethal Venom is about $165 from Motive. The Hazmat Solid from Hammer is $170, and I see these two balls being very, very similar. So this one actually is a very good price point from Storm. Now, there is also the scare that on February 1st, there is a potential for tariffs hitting Mexico. That could bump up Brunswick prices a lot. We don't know for sure. That's just a thought. An idea, an assumption that I'm making. So we might see a bump in price for Brunswick stuff. So that means Storm would be the cheapest ball on the market. This could be a really cheap option then come middle of February when this ball releases. More to come though on that. But with only one ball, we're going to end the video on that. This ball comes out on February 21st. We have the Storm Equinox on the 7th, and then we have the Rockstar on the 21st. I'll have more information, more reviews, more previews, and everything like that to come later in the week. We're going to have a little bit of a talk with Maribeth Baker, who is a Storm Junior staffer, who probably has a little more information on the ball. So we'll have that coming over the weekend. Otherwise, we have a ton of awesome content coming. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. Also, our ZVO Bowling Shammies are live on the DH Lab website. Go check that out. I'd appreciate it. There's probably about 30 to 40 left in stock before we sell out, so make sure to buy them before they are gone. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and see you on the next one.